Okay, good energy with Courtney Vanderfleet. You can learn from her. You're paired back with Angel Reese. There's some good energy you can walk into in Chicago, right?
Oh, I love that energy. We're ready.
Thank you so much.
No, God!
Did you see Hailey Van Lith's face when she was drafted by the Chicago Sky? It says it all. She's about to reunite with Angel Reese, the teammate she reportedly tried to avoid after leaving LSU. The performance patterns clearly tell the story. Van Lith's scoring dropped to just 11 points while playing with Reese at LSU, in sharp contrast to her impressive 18-point average at TCU and nearly 20 at Louisville. Now that she's stuck in this unexpected reunion, fans are already claiming she cut out the cancer and it returned, which could seriously ruin her promising career.
Well, no. So last night was the WNBA draft, and my goodness, the young lady out of TCU has been reunited with Angel Reese. Now, you may be like, well, what's the big deal there? Because she already got the hell away from her once. She escaped her once.
The cameras caught every agonizing second of what should have been the happiest moment of Hailey Van Lith's basketball career, but instead she appeared to be watching her dreams come crashing in real time. Did you see her face when her name was called for the Chicago Sky? It wasn't just your normal draft night anxiety. It was pure, unadulterated horror.
With the 11th pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, the Chicago Sky select Hailey Van Lith, Texas Christian University.
Van Lith sat there looking like she had been hit in the stomach, and as other players rejoiced with their families and flashed million-dollar smiles, her response was so clear that basketball Twitter burst out behind her false smile right away. Her eyes showed me the reality of what is happening to me at this moment.
Ready.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, the facial expression did look a little, I guess, uneasy.
What's fascinating about this situation is the unadulterated human emotion we saw. Usually, draft night features staged perfection, the ideal ensemble, the practiced smile, and the practiced embrace. But Van Lith's response broke that polished exterior like a glass mask, revealing genuine emotion underneath. You could see the mental calculations going on in Chicago the moment they chose her, and then it hit her like a freight train that she was going to reunite with Angel Reese, the very teammate.
Action from fans in a minute, because everybody, her facial expressions, like you saw them coming in to the video, her facial expressions were like, the F just happened to me. What are we doing? I mean,
Van Lith made the difficult decision to move from LSU to TCU in order to revitalize her career trajectory. And just as she thought she had written a new chapter, the WNBA draft pulled her right back to square one. This moment hurts specifically because of the journey Van Lith took to get to this point. College transfers are calculated career moves that involve uprooting your life and placing your bet on yourself in a new environment. One fan commented, "HVL is feeling sick." And really, can you blame her? For most people, the draft should be the culmination of years of hard work when their professional aspirations come true. For Van Lith, it's a celebration that resembled what some fans referred to as a severe sentencing hearing, but when you watch the video, it's not totally off base.
yeah, you look at this face. Look at this face. God bless her. I mean, the pain and anguish. That's not, I'm about to lose it and I'm happy to be drafted and all. No, let's not even go down that road. And I think we all know better.
You can see the precise moment when it hits home that she's heading to Chicago to play with Angel Reese once more. She performed worse due to the situation, and all those emotions flashed across her face in a single moment that will probably follow her throughout her rookie season. Within minutes, clips went viral on social media, with fans analyzing every small gesture, forced smile, and anxious moment. Her reaction became the night's story, overshadowing even the excitement of the top picks because it was so strong and unmistakable.
It's over. HVL is feeling sick. I feel terrible for her, I do.
What if I told you that Van Lith's tragedy isn't just emotional drama, but is supported by real data? When you compare her score figures with and without Angel Reese side by side, her draft night dread makes perfect mathematical sense. Those viral response videos only tell half the story. Let's discuss the numbers, since they show everything at Louisville in basketball. Van Lith was the focal point of their attack and the go-to scorer, drawing defensive attention each night. Her ability to consistently put the ball in the hoop gave her star power.
Her stats. Let me roll down here to the teams. Louisiana State, 11.6 points a game.
Following that, the transfer to LSU and teaming up with Angel Rhee had a statistically disastrous outcome. Van Lith's scoring average fell to 11.66 points per game. In professional basketball, where a three-point production swing can determine whether a player starts or is benched, a player who had established herself as a 20-point threat couldn't even consistently score 12 points. This kind of decline is disastrous.
She leaves and goes straight to TCU. Averages almost.
Her first game at TCU after leaving LSU with 24 points versus Incarnate Word was the pivotal moment. When Van Lith was not with Rhee, she had a flash of insight and realized she could once more be herself. Her average increased to over 18 points every game, validating her presumptions.
The year before at Louisville, almost 20 a game. What does that tell you about her hell that she's got coming? She got away once, she can't escape.
The proof is quite plain. Van Lith is a dynamic scoring threat who can put up all conference numbers when she plays without Angel Rhee. However, when Rhee is on the field, her production drastically drops. This dramatic swing isn't typical for elite players, who usually maintain relatively consistent production even when switching teams. What was going on at LSU? Was it a chemistry issue, a system malfunction, or something else entirely? Whatever the cause, the effect was clear. Van Lith just couldn't succeed in the same lane. She lost her scoring ability, her part shrank, and her touches lessened.
Jesus. Hailey had her worst season playing with Reese, and it wasn't even close. I just showed you the numbers.
Imagine yourself as Hailey Van Lith on draft night. You've recovered your scoring reputation at TCU and demonstrated to WNBA teams that your struggles weren't about skill, but rather about fit with a particular teammate. You've also restored your draft stock, proving to them that you're still that dynamic scorer from Louisville. However, when your name is called, you realize that you're going to be thrust back into the same situation you've worked so hard to avoid, the statistical nightmare that can make or break careers in a single season.
Crazy. Gritting her teeth because she's got to go back to playing with Angel.
The Chicago Sky selection for Van Lith could mean watching her hard-won statistical renaissance vanish as she enters the league. Professional basketball players live and die by their numbers. They are the tangible proof of a player's worth and career trajectory. When those numbers plummet, so do playing time, roster security, and financial opportunity.
Hailey Van Lith, smiling through the pain of returning to toxic hell. There's your boy right there.
Within minutes of the draft announcement, Angel Rhee herself seemed more eager to duplicate the statistical collapse Van Lith endured at LSU, proving that it wasn't merely a coincidence. Rhee posted a message on social media that made Van Lith shudder. "We didn't do it right the first time. Let's run it back." She even followed up with a number of Ks, as though celebrating the reunion was the high point of her draft night.
Shortly after Van Lith heard her name, Angel Reese took to social media to express her excitement.
Van Lith's expression conveyed a sense of déjà vu, while Reese's delight was full of promise for a rematch. This sharp difference depicts two former colleagues with very different ideas about playing together once more. Their reunion seems like a doomed reworking of an unsuccessful partnership. One performer is anxious to hit play, while the other is terrified of the well-known song. Reese's excitement says a lot about the dynamic between these two players. She's obviously thrilled, but when she says, "We ain't do it right the first time," her excitement sounds more like someone hoping to maintain control over a teammate than to forge a fruitful working relationship. What specifically is she recommending that they do this time around? From Van Lith's point of view, their first encounter together was already a statistical catastrophe.
I feel terrible for her, I do. She cut the cancer out and it came right back.
Social media was ablaze with reactions from basketball fans that got right to the heart of the matter. One comment summarized the sentiment perfectly. "She cut out the cancer, and it came right back." This illustrates how many viewers interpreted Van Lith's prior attempt to flee this exact situation by leaving LSU.
I feel bad for her, not gonna lie. There's a lot of people, circling the wagons for her pain today.
What worries basketball fans about this partnership is that they remember what they seen during the LSU games from their prior appearance together. Fans still remember Van Lith's agonizing underutilization when she would frequently stand open on the three-point line, waiting for passes that never came.
Gotta watch Hailey Van Lith stand at the three-point line wide open while that girl is chasing the new rebounds record. That's exactly what's about to happen.
The social media debate got so heated that many fans demanded that the Chicago Sky trade Van Lith before she ever played with Ree. Basketball fans anticipate that Van Lith will be reduced to a supporting role in Chicago, possibly only grabbing rebounds as Ree seeks recognition for himself. This forecast is predicated on the precise pattern that observers saw when they were teammates. What's especially cruel about this situation is that, just as Van Lith had recovered her scoring ability at TCU, the draft threw her back into the same situation she had worked so hard to leave. Can you imagine being forced to reunite with the same person at the next stage of your career after finally escaping a situation that stifled your talents?
If the organization is smart, they would trade Angel ASAP. I gotta tell you, Camila Cardoso and HVL together? Oh, yeah. Angel, you can go pound sand and kick rocks somewhere. We'll ship you to the Golden State Valkyries.
Thus, here we are. The fear on Hailey Van Lith's face as she stands at the intersection of fate and her career nightmare plays out in real time begs the crucial question of what will happen next. Will the coaching staff in Chicago be able to see this toxic relationship and step in before history repeats itself? Will they be able to put methods in place that promote progress rather than regression? Or will Van Lith have to navigate these difficult seas on her own? Her mental toughness will be put to the greatest test during this reunion. Her basketball career has evolved into a suspenseful psychological tale. We are unable to ignore the question of whether this story could have a different conclusion.